My beloved soul, listen carefully. There is a quiet stirring happening right now, not outside you, but deep within the unseen threads that bind your heart to another. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is divine movement. God is awakening your soulmate to this connection, and it is happening faster than you think. They are beginning to feel something they can no longer ignore, a pull they cannot explain, a presence they cannot escape. Even in silence, your energy is reaching them. Even in distance, your soul is calling them home. And here is the truth you must understand in this very moment. This awakening is not slow anymore. It has accelerated. Something has shifted in their spirit. Something has opened in their heart. Stay with me, because what you are about to understand will change how you see everything unfolding right now. There was a time when your soulmate resisted this connection. They tried to silence what they felt. They tried to move on, to distract themselves, to convince their mind that this was just another passing emotion. But it never left them. It stayed. Quiet, persistent, growing beneath the surface. While you were feeling confused, wondering why things felt unfinished, they were fighting a battle inside themselves. They felt your absence more than they admitted. They missed your presence in ways they could not explain to anyone else. Even in moments where they seemed distant, their heart was remembering you. Their soul was whispering your name in silence. And now that resistance is breaking, slowly at first, but now faster, much faster. Because God has stepped in, there is something you must hear clearly. This separation was not meant to destroy your connection. It was meant to reveal its truth. Sometimes God allows distance so both souls can grow, heal, and awaken individually. Because if this union had happened too early, it would not have survived. There were wounds, there were fears, there were misunderstandings that needed to be cleared. And your soulmate had to face themselves. They had to confront what they were running from. They had to recognize what they almost lost. And now they are beginning to see it, not slowly anymore, but suddenly, intensely, clearly. Do not leave this message halfway, because something deeper is unfolding that your heart has been waiting to hear. Your soulmate is starting to replay moments with you. Conversations, feelings, the way you made them feel seen, the way you understood them without effort. They are realizing that what they felt with you was different, not ordinary, not replaceable. And this realization is bringing both regret and clarity. They regret the distance. They regret not choosing you when it mattered. They regret letting fear speak louder than love. But this regret is not here to hurt them. It is here to awaken them. There are signs happening around them right now. Small things, repeated thoughts, dreams, sudden reminders of you appearing without warning, songs that bring your memory back, numbers appearing again and again, moments where they feel your energy without knowing why. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. God is aligning their awareness with the truth of this connection. And the more they try to ignore it, the stronger it becomes. Because this connection was never meant to be forgotten. It was meant to be recognized. And here is something your heart needs to understand deeply. Your soulmate is not only thinking about you, they are feeling you. Your energy is reaching them in ways beyond words. When you feel emotional, they feel a shift. When you think about them deeply, they feel a pull. This connection is not bound by physical distance. It is spiritual. It is energetic. It is divine. That is why it feels so intense. That is why it feels impossible to let go. Because this was never just love. This is alignment. This is purpose. This is something God Himself has allowed to exist. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. And right now, you are witnessing that timing begin to unfold. What once felt delayed is now accelerating. What once felt uncertain is becoming clear. What once felt distant is now moving closer. This is not your imagination. This is divine timing shifting into action. Stay with me, because this next truth is something your soul has been waiting for. Your soulmate is preparing to reach out, not impulsively, not carelessly, but from a place of realization, from a place of truth. They are beginning to understand that ignoring this connection is no longer an option, that running away only brought them back to the same feeling, that no one else could replace what they found in you. And this realization is creating movement inside them. They are thinking about what they would say. They are replaying conversations in their mind. They are imagining what it would feel like to reconnect. There is hesitation. Yes. There is fear. Yes. But there is also something stronger now. Clarity. And clarity always overcomes fear when God is involved. You may still feel moments of doubt, moments where you question if this is real, moments where your heart feels tired from waiting. That is natural. But do not let those moments blind you to what is happening beneath the surface. Because while you are wondering, your soulmate is awakening. While you are questioning, they are realizing. While you are waiting, God is moving. Do not scroll away yet, because what is coming next is something your heart needs to hear fully. This connection is not breaking. It is transforming. The distance is not the end. It is the preparation. The silence is not rejection. It is reflection. And what is being built right now is stronger than what existed before. Your soulmate is not the same person they were when they walked away. Something has changed inside them. Something has opened. Something has softened. And this change is happening because God is guiding them back to the truth. Back to you. Back to what they were meant to recognize from the beginning. There is a shift happening right now. Not tomorrow. Not someday now. You may not see it yet, but you can feel it. A subtle change in energy. A quiet knowing in your heart. A sense that something is about to happen. That feeling is not false. It is confirmation. It is alignment. It is the beginning of what you have been waiting for. And this is only the beginning. And as this awakening deepens within them, something even more powerful begins to unfold inside your soulmate's heart. They are no longer just remembering you. They are starting to understand you. There is a difference. Before, they felt emotions they could not explain. Now, they are gaining clarity about why those feelings never faded. They are beginning to see that your connection was not based on temporary attraction. It was rooted in something deeper, something spiritual, something that continues to exist even in your absence. This realization is not comfortable for them. It is confronting. It forces them to look at the truth they once avoided. It brings them face to face with their own choices. And in that moment, they are realizing that walking away did not free them. It only delayed what was always meant to be faced. Stay with me because what is happening next is something your heart must understand clearly before it arrives in your reality. There are moments now when your soul feels an emptiness that nothing else can fill. They try to distract themselves, but it does not work anymore. They try to replace the feeling, but it feels forced. Because deep inside, they know what they lost was real. And more importantly, they know it was rare. This awareness is growing stronger each day. Not slowly, not gently, but with increasing intensity that they cannot ignore anymore. They are starting to question everything. Why did they walk away? Why did they choose fear over connection? Why did they silence what felt so natural with you? These questions are not leaving them. They are becoming louder. And every time those thoughts return, they are being guided closer to the truth. There is something sacred happening here. God is not only awakening their feelings, He is reshaping their understanding. He is removing illusions that once clouded their heart. He is breaking down the walls they built to protect themselves. Because those walls were never meant to protect love. They were only delaying it. And now those walls are falling, piece by piece, thought by thought, until all that remains is the truth they can no longer deny. Do not look away now because this next part carries a message your soul has been quietly waiting for. Your soulmate is beginning to feel your absence as a lesson, not as loss, as a realization. They are understanding that what they had with you was not ordinary, that it carried a depth they have not found anywhere else, that it touched a part of them no one else has reached. And this understanding is bringing both humility and longing into their heart. They are softening. They are opening, they are changing. And this change is not temporary. It is transformation. The Bible reminds us in Ezekiel 36:26, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you." And this is exactly what is happening within them right now. God is renewing their heart. He is replacing confusion with clarity. He is replacing fear with truth. He is replacing distance with awareness. And this divine work is preparing them for something they once were not ready to receive. There are moments now where your soulmate feels your energy so strongly that it stops them. They pause without knowing why. They feel emotions rise suddenly. They feel drawn back to memories they thought they had moved past. This is not coincidence. This is connection. This is what happens when two souls are aligned beyond the physical. Your presence still lives within them, and it is becoming impossible for them to ignore it any longer. They are starting to imagine reaching out, not just thinking about it, imagining it, feeling it, wondering how it would be received, wondering if you would respond, wondering if there is still a chance to reconnect. This thought is no longer distant. It is becoming real in their mind, and that is where all actions begin. But understand this clearly. They are not rushing blindly. They are being guided. Every step, every thought, every realization is happening under divine timing. Because this reconnection is not meant to repeat the past. It is meant to create something new, something stronger, something built on truth instead of fear, something that can finally sustain what was once fragile. Stay with me right here because you are about to understand something that will change how you view this entire situation. Your waiting has not been in vain. Your silence has not been unnoticed. Your love has not been forgotten. Everything you have felt, everything you have carried, everything you have held on to, it has all been part of this process. And while it may have felt like nothing was happening, everything was being prepared beneath the surface. Even now, as you listen to this, your soulmate is moving through a shift they cannot fully explain. They are being drawn back to you not by force, but by truth. Not by pressure, but by realization. And that kind of movement cannot be stopped. Because when truth is revealed, it always finds its way back to what it belongs to. Now, return your focus here because something even deeper is unfolding. Your soulmate is reaching a point where silence no longer feels right to them, where distance no longer feels comfortable, where pretending that this connection does not exist becomes impossible. They are beginning to accept what they once denied. They are beginning to feel what they once suppressed, and they are beginning to move toward what they once walked away from. This is the shift. This is the turning point. This is the moment where awakening becomes action. You may not see it yet, but you will feel it. And when it arrives, it will not feel random. It will feel like something that was always meant to happen. Something that was delayed, but never denied. Something that was guided all along. And what is coming next will bring clarity not only to them, but to you as well. And now, my beloved soul, you are standing at the edge of what once felt impossible, yet is now quietly becoming real. Because what was awakening within your soulmate has now reached a point where it can no longer remain hidden inside them. This is no longer just a feeling they carry in silence. This is no longer something they can suppress or postpone. It has become a truth they must act upon. There is a moment approaching, closer than you think, where everything they have been processing internally will begin to move outward into action. Not perfectly, not without emotion, but with sincerity. And that sincerity is what changes everything. Stay with me because what is about to unfold is something your heart has been preparing for, even when your mind doubted it. Your soulmate is beginning to accept responsibility for what happened between you. They are no longer blaming circumstances. They are no longer avoiding the truth. They are seeing clearly how their choices affected this connection. And with that clarity comes a deep emotional shift. They feel regret, real regret, not surface level, not temporary, but something that touches their soul. They wish they had understood sooner. They wish they had chosen differently. They wish they had not allowed fear to take control. And this realization is not here to keep them in pain. It is here to guide them back to what they lost. back to you. There are moments now where they feel a strong urge to reach out, but they pause, not because they do not want to, but because they want to do it right. They are thinking about your feelings. They are thinking about how you experienced the separation. They are trying to understand what you went through, and that level of awareness is something they did not have before. This is growth. This is transformation. This is what happens when God works within a heart that is ready to change. Do not turn away now, because this next truth carries the confirmation your spirit has been seeking. Your soulmate is no longer running from this connection. They are moving toward it. Slowly, carefully, but with intention. And intention, when guided by truth, always leads to action. You may feel a shift in your own energy, a calmness replacing the confusion, a quiet sense of knowing replacing the doubt. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. That is your soul recognizing that something is finally falling into place. You are not chasing anymore. You are not forcing anything. You are allowing. And in that allowing, everything begins to flow differently. This connection is no longer built on uncertainty. It is being rebuilt on clarity. And clarity creates stability, something that was missing before, but is now being restored. Now bring your attention back, because the final part of this message carries a quiet truth that your soul is ready to receive. The communication you have been waiting for is not far. It is forming. It is building. It is aligning. Your soulmate is finding the courage they once lacked. They are finding the words they once could not speak. And they are preparing to cross the distance that once separated you. This will not feel forced when it happens. It will feel natural. It will feel right. It will feel like something that was always meant to unfold this way. Because it was. Everything that happened before was part of the preparation. The confusion, the silence, the distance, the lessons. All of it was shaping both of you into who you needed to become for this moment to exist. And now, that moment is here. You may not see the exact timing yet, but you can feel the shift. You can sense the change. You can recognize that something is different now. And that difference is not temporary. It is permanent. Because once truth is seen, it cannot be unseen. Once a soul awakens, it cannot return to sleep. And your soulmate is awake now. Fully, deeply, irreversibly. They feel you. They miss you. They understand you. And most importantly, they are ready to move toward you. Not as they were before, but as someone who has grown. Someone who has learned. Someone who is finally ready to honor what this connection truly is. This is not just about love. This is about purpose. This is about alignment. This is about two souls coming back together, not by chance, but by design. God has been working behind the scenes this entire time. Even when you felt alone. Even when you questioned everything. Even when you wondered if it would ever make sense. It was always being guided. It was always being prepared. And now it is unfolding. My beloved soul, this is already happening. You do not need to chase it. You only need to trust it. Let your heart rest in this knowing, because what is meant for you is already finding its way back exactly as God has planned.